This video is going to be about learning to play the D major chord and then do PIMA picking with it. So before we do that, in the last video I showed you to do PIMA like this with the thumb on the 6th string and then index on 3, middle on 2, and ring finger on 1. PIMA. Now, for the D chord, because the root is the D string, which is the 4th string, we're going to move our thumb over and we're going to pluck it on the 4th string. Okay, so that's where we're going to be plucking, is thumb on 4th string, and then 3, 2, 1. Now, the D chord, here's how I like to make the D chord. Take your first finger, put it on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, like that. And remember, when you place your finger down on the string, you want to have it as close to the fret as you can without it actually being on the fret. So right there. First finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Then you're going to take your 2nd finger, put it on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, so it looks like that. And then you're going to take your 3rd finger and put it on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, so it forms a, I think of it as a triangle shape. Now your pinky doesn't play in this chord, but keep it curved and relaxed. None of that type of thing where it's like you curve it under and park it in the garage, I call that. Just keep it relaxed and over here. The other thing is you want to play with tall fingers. You want to stand those fingers up tall. So instead of this, you don't want to have that sloping finger, because then they'll bump and you won't be able to get the strings to ring. So tall fingers, playing on the tips of the fingers. Where should your thumb be? Well, it depends on the size of your thumb. Generally here, unless you've got giant hands, you really, in general, you don't want to be doing that with the guitar. Thumb behind the neck will help support it. With the arm, your right arm coming around will help. You can kind of anchor and pull the guitar. You can leverage the guitar against your body and pull it into your fingers. So for example, I can play this chord without even using my thumb, because I'm pulling the guitar with my right arm, and it's kind of resting against my torso, and there it is. You see, I pull it right in. So what you want this to sound like, if you just strum it once with your thumb, you want it to sound like that. You want it to ring. And if you're getting this, it's because your 3rd finger is bumping the E string and you need to stand it taller. Now, with the PIMA picking, what you're going to do is you're going to like that. It's very pretty. And then you can try the other 2 finger picking patterns I showed you, where you go P, I, M and A together. And then try the like that. Now, for a little bonus, if you want to, once you get that down, what you can do is you can alternate your thumb between the 4th string and the 5th string. can try that alternating with the other, like this. And that just gives you a little more interesting of a bass line, a root fifth bass line as we call it. That's the root, the D, because it's a D chord, so that's the root, and then that is the fifth note of the chord, A. And I'll explain the theory stuff as we get into it a little bit more. But for now, we just want to play. So, now one of the things you can do as you go is you can alternate between these patterns. So, just fool around with switching between the patterns. Put a metronome on, and notice I'm right with the clicks on when I do the three fingers together, P, and then the three fingers together, and then when I do PIMA, I'm playing in between the clicks, like eighth notes, if the click is a quarter note. So if this is a quarter, 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 eighth. Okay, so that's the idea with finger picking and with the D chord. Okay. And if this is working out right, you're going to have your grooves there on the tips of your fingers. That's where you're going to have your train tracks. Have some fun with that, and then in the next lesson I'll show you how to do some other chords and some other picking.